All right, let's break it down. What even is an economic system? Look, every society needs a plan for its stuff. Who makes the stuff? Who gets the stuff? How do we pay for the stuff? That plan, that's your economic system. It's the operating system for a country's money, its resources, its whole financial vibe. Think of it like the rules for a giant, complicated game of Monopoly. But instead of fake paper money, it's your actual rent, your groceries, and that ridiculously expensive cup of coffee you just bought. It dictates everything from how businesses run to how governments spend your tax dollars. Now, you've probably heard of the big players, capitalism and socialism. Capitalism is like a free-for-all. It's the get-rich-or-die-trying model. So where does Islamic economics fit in? It's not just a remix of the other two, it's its own thing, with a completely different source code. This system is built on a moral and ethical framework derived directly from the Quran and the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad. It's not just about profit and loss. It's about justice, community, and accountability to a higher power. So, what makes Islamic economics so different? It all comes down to a few key principles that are non-negotiable. First and foremost, the big one, the absolute prohibition of riba, which is often translated as interest. In a conventional bank, you put money in and they pay you interest. You take out a loan, you pay them back with interest. In Islamic finance, that's a hard no. The system views charging interest as an exploitative practice, where money makes money without creating any real value, often trapping people in a cycle of debt. It's seen as fundamentally unjust. Instead of interest, the system is built on fairness and shared risk. This is where the idea of justice, or ADL, comes in. The goal is to create a level playing field. Transactions should be transparent, honest, and mutually beneficial. This means no gambling, maysir, and no excessive uncertainty, or gharar. You can't sell something you don't own, and you can't engage in speculative trading that looks more like a casino than a market. The whole point is to avoid creating wealth from nothing, and to prevent the kind of financial trickery that can lead to a market crash. Another huge pillar is the focus on social welfare. This isn't just a nice suggestion, it's a baked-in feature of the economy. The system actively encourages the circulation of wealth throughout society to prevent it from accumulating in the hands of a few. The Islamic model says wealth is a trust from God, and with that trust comes the responsibility to care for the less fortunate. It's a divine mandate to ensure no one gets left behind in the pursuit of prosperity. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how does it actually work? Let's talk about the practical applications. The most famous one is zakat. This isn't just giving a few bucks to charity when you feel like it. Zakat is a mandatory annual donation, a religious obligation. Muslims who meet a certain wealth threshold must give 2.5% of their qualifying assets to the poor and needy. According to the Islamic Development Bank, the potential global zakat fund is estimated to be between $200 billion and $1 trillion annually. This is a massive, built-in wealth redistribution mechanism designed to fight poverty systematically. Then you have the world of halal business. This goes way beyond just food. A halal business is one that operates according to Islamic principles. This means it avoids industries considered harmful, like alcohol, gambling, and weapons manufacturing. But it also means the business itself is run ethically. Workers are paid fair wages, contracts are just, and environmental stewardship is taken seriously. It's about ensuring that the entire supply chain, from production to sale, is clean, ethical, and compliant with Islamic values. It's conscious capitalism, but with a 1,400-year-old rulebook. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of banking without interest. How do you get a loan for a house? Instead of a traditional mortgage, you might use a partnership model like Musharaka. In this setup, you and the bank buy the house together. You live in the house and gradually buy the bank's share over time, while also paying them a small amount for using their portion of the property. The bank makes a profit from the rent and the eventual sale of its share, not from interest. The risk is shared. If the property value goes down, you both feel the impact. This partnership principle is the engine of Islamic finance. Whether it's a mudaraba contract, where one partner provides the capital and the other provides the expertise, or a murabaha contract for financing an asset, the core idea is the same. It's about financing real economic activity, buying a car, starting a business, building a factory. The bank becomes an investor or a trading partner, not just a lender. So why should you, sitting here in 2025, care about an economic system based on ancient scriptures? Because the problems it was designed to solve are more relevant than ever. Look around. We're dealing with massive wealth inequality, crippling debt cycles, and financial crises sparked by risky, abstract financial products. The 2008 financial meltdown? A lot of that was driven by the kind of speculation and debt-based instruments that Islamic finance explicitly forbids. This system offers a different path forward, one focused on stability and ethics. The emphasis on fairness and social justice is a powerful antidote to the winner-takes-all mentality that can leave so many people behind. In an age where consumers are increasingly demanding that corporations be socially responsible, the principles of halal business, fair wages, ethical sourcing, environmental care, provide a ready-made framework. It's what today's conscious consumers have been asking for all along, just with a different name. Furthermore, the focus on risk-sharing and asset-backed financing offers a blueprint for a more resilient global financial system. By tying finance directly to real, tangible assets and productive economic activity, it discourages the creation of financial bubbles. When banks are partners in a venture rather than just lenders, they have a vested interest in the real-world success of that project. This creates a more robust and less volatile economy, which is something we could all desperately use right now. Ultimately, learning about Islamic economics isn't just an academic exercise. It's about opening our minds to new possibilities. It challenges our assumptions about how an economy has to work and shows us that it's possible to build a system that values both prosperity and principles. It reminds us that finance can be a tool for social good, not just personal enrichment. In a world searching for more ethical and sustainable solutions, the wisdom of Islamic economics offers a compelling and incredibly timely perspective. It's an ancient idea whose time has come,